On January 24, 2022, a Walmart employee in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, suspected a lady of stealing approximately $300 in Legos. This vigilant employee alerted local authorities, who responded quickly. After seeing the suspect's car, an officer stopped it. The driver was 20-year-old Mariah Davis. Professionally, Officer Johnson sought her driver's license and insurance.
Hey, I'm Officer Johnson. Hey, you got your license and insurance on you? So the reason we stopped you is today because Walmart called and did you suspect of possibly ringing up some items?
Did I ring up items?
Huh?
So did I ring up items?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
So yeah, I bought these.
You buy items?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So you remember Native American tribe? Okay, just hang tight for me, alright?
Mariah was calmly informed by Officer Johnson that Walmart had reported a possible shoplifting incident. He briefly mentioned a Native American tribe, but its significance was unclear. She denied that there were other people in the vehicle as the officer collected information. Officer Johnson then asked Mariah about her Walmart shopping and if she bought anything. Mariah revealed her past arrests as the conversation briefly touched on them. Officer Johnson meticulously documented this information during his inquiry. The conversation ended with Officer Johnson asking Mariah about her Walmart purchases to establish a timeline. An evening started with a Walmart excursion turned worrisome. An individual faced a confusing decision after leaving the store with goods. Unsure of their destination, they stopped to think.
I'm hanging out with someone real quick.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Is there anyone else in the car?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So, what were you doing at Walmart?
So,
Yeah.
buying stuff.
Okay. Because we're gonna call it you stole Legos earlier. Did he get your ID?
Yeah, he got it.
Okay. You ever been arrested before?
Yeah.
For what?
Receiving stolen property because I was driving someone else's car.
Okay. What all did you buy?
Dog food and milk.
Okay. Were you at Walmart earlier?
Yeah, I came to Walmart, but came and left.
This one?
Yeah, I went to that one and 71st.
What are you looking for?
A police officer approached their vehicle while they considered their options. The police, likely disturbed by what they saw, asked about the journey's purpose and wanted a receipt for the freshly purchased products. The situation escalated quickly when the officer saw strange items in the car's rear seat. Lego sets and a homemade bomb were among them. This discovery was alarming. The officer cautiously told the driver to get out and stand behind the car. The suspect was told they will be detained for further investigation. Questions regarding the car's contents revealed Xanax bars in a purse.
I just like looking at different Walmarts. They usually have different stuff.
Did you buy anything earlier?
No.
Where were you headed to after you just left Walmart?
To get food?
To get food?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Where at? Were you gonna go get on the turnpike? Or did you just stop here?
No, I just stopped here. I didn't know where to stop.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't turn around.
As anxiety rose, the officer returned to the strange item in the rear seat. It had enormous fireworks, screws, metal parts, and a menacing covering, suggesting a bomb. The officer requested assistance and told a supervisor about the dangerous scenario for public safety. The police and backup troops analyzed the device's size and threat, keeping the situation tenuous. All involved feared a devastating explosion.
That is fine.
Alright, go ahead and hop out real quick. Come back here and stand by the back side of the car.
I'm gonna gonna be detained right now, okay?
Do you have anything illegal in the car?
There's a bat. There's bars in my purse.
Some Xanax bars. You're not prescribed?
No.
Okay. Do you have any guns in the car? Any other drugs?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you back in the car.
A typical trip to Walmart had become a potentially dangerous encounter, requiring law enforcers to safeguard everyone's safety. An unnerving event occurred in a dimly lit parking lot. A new car caught the attention of the crowd. A concerned person found anything suspicious in the automobile and reported it. An explosive device was revealed, which was shocking. The source vividly described it as TNT-like, with heavy metal components like screws and nuts joined together.
Bro. Yeah, go ahead and secure her. Explain to me what that device is in the back of your car that looks like a bomb.
I didn't. My boyfriend made that.
Okay, sit tight. There's a fucking bomb in the back of that car. Like, a bunch of fireworks strapped together with, like, metal and shit and wrapped around. Hey, can you start a supervisor out here? It looks like there's some sort of explosive device in the back of the car that someone has built. It's got, like, 4 big-ass fireworks, and there's, like, big old screws and shit all within that, and then it's got like a bunch of stuff wrapped around it. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go off. How big is it? Sketchy. It's like this big. It's definitely made to cause some damage when it goes off.
Yeah.
God, yeah, if she would have somehow like leaned back there and lit that thing, it would have been really bad.
Yeah. That's all it says. You want me to block this?
The owner's partner made this deadly mixture. As the car's inside was dark, the observers suggested rolling down the windows to see what was in the back seat, and this shocked and confused the crowd. The vehicle's contents were disconcerting, prompting safety concerns. It was decided to identify the boyfriend who made the ominous invention. Questions arose about whether he had other dangerous gadgets at home. As the group considered the possibility that they had found something harmful, tension and uncertainty rose. Later, a legal caution stressed the individual's rights and right to keep silent. This changed the shock to a more professional and serious tone, suggesting an investigation.
Yeah, we'll keep
somebody
them.
else gets here.
Yeah,
Did you say an explosive device?
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a bunch of, it looks like TNT, and then it's got big old metal like screws and like nuts and bolts, and then it's got a bunch of stuff wrapped around it.
What'd she say it was?
She said her
says-
boyfriend built it,
Oh,
and then there's a bunch of fireworks next to it.
alright. Don't keep these lane
All
blocks.
right.
She wasn't even nervous or anything. You were sitting there talking to her because I didn't.
Kinda. She was quiet, but I couldn't see in the back window because the tent's so dark.
Yeah.
And I said roll it down, and then I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Back seat.
Did you ask her what the fuck that is?
She just all she said is that her boyfriend made it.
Oh yeah.
So we probably want to figure out who boyfriend is, and if there's any more at his house, maybe. All right, I'm gonna read something to you real quick, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have them present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish one. If you decide to make a statement, you may stop at any time. Do you understand each of these rights?
In the middle of it all, Zane emerges the lover behind the car's mysterious contents. Everyone was on edge and eager to find out what happened to this unnerving discovery. The situation unfolds with tension and concern. Mariah calls the police to report a Walmart theft, and her boyfriend, Zane Bennett, arrives on foot and appears embroiled in the drama. Mariah seems to be absolving herself by asking Zane to take the vehicle they used to get to Walmart. When law enforcement arrives, the situation escalates swiftly. Mariah was accused of shoplifting and Zane's 20. Zane's questioned and asked for identification by police. He says his girlfriend had his ID, but he has a photo. Another person, Patrick, claims to have just come from a car wash. The cops question Patrick about his friend's whereabouts.
Did I explain to you? Okay, are you willing to talk to us? Okay. So, what's the deal in the back of your car? You said your boyfriend built it?
I honestly have I don't know nothing about fireworks except for fireworks. I mean,
Okay. What's your boyfriend's name?
Zane.
Zane?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
Bennett. Bennett.
Okay. When did he make that? Or
Like a couple days ago.
okay. Do you know why he made it or anything?
He just made it just he wanted to.
The conversation becomes more serious when the officers mention a dark Dodge vehicle and worry about contacting its owner. Zane admits to making a fireworks-based bomb in a hotel room and leaving it in his girlfriend's car. The tension rises when the cops explain why they closed the area. Zane's explosive device may be deadly. They call it fireworks linked together like an explosive device. Zane claims it's innocuous and was designed to blow up watermelons. This situation is confusing, suspicious, and dangerous. The police are taking precautions owing to the perceived threat of the improvised device, though Zane denies malice. The officer's assessment of the situation and risks leaves this encounter questionable.
Where'd you come from?
I just came back, car wash. My friend had brought me up here.
Where'd your friend go?
He still worked at the car wash.
Which vehicle?
Hey, so you're not on an arrest book, but I'm going to detain you real quick because we got some things we got to talk about. Okay?
Which vehicle?
The truck over there, like,
The dark Dodge with no front bumper?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Gerber, let's do thing right here.
I don't know if you want to mess with it, but the truck that just dropped him off is that dark Dodge. We want to have somebody go make contact with them. It's his friend.
In an unusual and potentially deadly turn of events, Mariah offered Zane, a new acquaintance, a ride to recover his car from the Canterbury kennel. Zane nonchalantly told Mariah that he had created a homemade explosive device from pyrotechnics and other unusual things while they traveled. Zane said he wanted to test the explosion near watermelons. He said he had no evil intent or plans to use it as a weapon, with surprising disregard. He left it in the car because he had scrapped the experiment.
Because it's kind of our protocol is it looks like an explosive device. So is it like active? Is it like volatile to where if it falls, breaks, is it going to go off?
It's literally just fireworks. Like if you take it apart, it's a whole bunch of little fireworks. Like
That are tied like in tape?
well, I mean, okay, so it's like a
Mariah doubted Zane's innocence after their discussion. When the authorities asked her about her connection to Zane, she said she had just met him through the Canterbury kennel. The police investigation worsened the issue.
Next step today, he was going to take it out and blow up some watermelons with it. He said it's a couple of fireworks tied together. You have to light it like a normal firework. And he said, I just wanted to see what the stuff I taped to it on the outside would do if I lit it by a watermelon.
all the screws and everything.
Yeah, I said, were you trying to use it as a weapon? Were you going to, go do anything today? He goes, no, I was just going to blow up some watermelons. And I said, okay. And he goes, that's why I left it in the car, because we were going to go and then we didn't go. So I was like, all right, cool. So he doesn't even seem really nervous at all about it.
How's it going, bud? Good, how are you? Can you stop the truck for me?
Hey man, how do you know that guy, Zane?
Oh, I just met. He asked me for a ride. Said he need to come get his car
From where?
from up at the Canterbury.
Okay, you never met him before?
Yeah, I met him,
You just know I'm through the Canterbury?
sir.
You know I'm through the Canterbury?
Yes, sir.
You stay up there?
No, I don't stay there.
Okay, you were just over there and he needed a ride?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have ID on you? Alright, just sit tight for a second. We'll get you out of here in a second, but we're trying to figure out what's going on with his car.
What happened?
There's some weird stuff in there, so we gotta figure that out. And if you're good to go, you can get out of here. But since you dropped him off and he's directly related to all this, we just want to figure out who you are and if there's anything going on.
Oh, okay.
You know, one thing
Affirm.
An x-ray of the explosive device revealed pyrotechnics, fish hooks, metal shavings, screws, and rivets, which may cause havoc. Risky experimenting by Zane could have deadly results. The Tulsa Police Department's bomb team skillfully dismantled the device, preventing a calamity. At the start of this clip, we see two cars pulling over on the side of the freeway, one belonging to the cameraman and the other to his friend, who was pulled over by state troopers for speeding. When the officer notices that the cameraman is with the guy who was pulled over, he asks him to pull over in front of him as well, but since the cameraman realized this was just retaliation, he decided to just pull over behind the cop car at that moment. Let's see what happens next.
Okay.
So,
Driver's license and registration, please.
you're lying. But you're pulling him over, right?
You and him both.
You just told me you were pulling him over, so.
Yeah, well, he was going 87, you were going 85.
No,
Since you
I
don't
got my
wanna do what
cruise
I tell
on.
you to.
I got my cruise
give me
on.
your driver's license and your registration and insurance.
The cop asked the car driver to provide his driver's license and registration papers, to which the driver replied that the cop must be fooling around as the cop pulled over the driver's friend's car. The officer replied that he has pulled over both cars. The cop decides to cite both drivers for speeding, even though the cameraman claims to have his cruise control on.
Well, you got to give me a minute for the registration, but here's my license. And you realize that how can you see my speed when he's right in front of me?
You're following him. So here's what I did. I hit my front radar on him. He was going 87. As soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you. I never stopped the radar. That's the way it is.
Do you have a printout of that?
The man hands over his license to the officer, unaware that the officer can see his speed. The officer then explains, he's right in front of me and you're following him, so here's what I did. I hit my radar on him and he was going 87, but as soon as he passed, it went to 85 on you.
Now, when I make a traffic stop, if you don't do as I say by pointing to the front of him,
as you
by
say,
being behind
is that
me,
lawful?
I'm trying to make
is
sure
that
I have
lawful order?
Yeah, it is, because it's officer safety. You're obstructing my traffic stop.
Officer safety is not a law.
So, I want you to pull the front of him so that you're not behind me.
Quote me the code for that.
So that I can make sure that
Can you quote me the law for that?
The officer then declares that we'll conduct a traffic stop. If you don't do as I say and I pull in front of him, I'm doing everything I can to ensure officer safety. You're in my way, so I'd like you to pull the problem behind me just to be sure.
The code?
I'm not going to pull you the law for that.
Then there is no law for that.
Order. It is a lawful order.
There's got to be a code for it.
Stop.
There has to be a code for it. For officer safety, there is no code.
I don't care.
Just like there's no code for public safety.
Why is it
What's
that
the
you
problem?
won't do what I tell you to?
I'm with him, okay? It's not safe for me to just pull up ahead.
The man knows that the cop is lying and building up the laws that are not real. So he asks the cop to quote the law for whatever he says.
I don't exactly go to the front of people's
already
vehicles
pulled
because
over.
if you had a gun or something like that, you could always...
What are you so scared of?
What do you mean, what am I scared of? That's the way we maintain our
You think
officer
everybody's
safety.
out to get you?
That is the way we maintain
Why do
our
you guys
officer
always
safety.
think...
I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're coming from.
Your officer safety issue is ridiculous. You realize that?
The cops then explain why he is terrified. He responds, you could always have a gun or something like that. I'm afraid that's the way we make Do You Think? Everyone's trying to get you. That's how we made it. What do you think? Here the man responds, I don't know who you are, and the safety issue is ridiculous. You realize you have one of the least dangerous professions in the world, and I don't have to cooperate since you didn't pull me over. You pulled him over.
There's the insurance.
Stand by.
The man gives the insurance and registration to the cop, but what happens next is going to shock you. They just leave. The man then decides to follow them. The cop appears to refuse to disclose his service ID or information about a supervisor, instead merely handing the driver a ticket and telling him everything's on there. We have a suspicion the cop wants to get rid of this individual as soon as possible.
I give that all to you on a card.
No, you can verbalize it.
I'm going to give it to you.
It's the law. You're supposed to verbalize it.
I'm going to give it.
Can you verbally identify
all I have to do is
yourself?
provide it to you. That's
Verbally.
all I have to do.
Verbally.
I'm going to explain your citation
Someone
to you.
that has vision problems.
This is your violation.
Is
You
the
have
reason
vision
why.
problems?
When the man asks for the police badge number, the officer refuses and says, I'll give it to you. However, when the man begs him to verbalize it, the cop continues to refuse. After the continuous refusal of information, the cop gives the violation for speed to the man and leaves.
Your violation is for speed.
Oh,
You're going
what?
85 and a 70.
Hmm.
I'm going to give you a violation citation for
Okay, what's your
80
name?
and a 70.
What's your name and badge
You're
number?
right down here.
What's your name and badge number? Are you
right
going to fail to identify?
And now our next interaction between the cops and a citizen. The video begins with a man standing on the road leading to Iowa State Prison. Despite the fact that the road is publicly accessible, the cops say that it is private property.
And your instructions on how to pay out a contest, whichever you choose. My
Who's
information is
your
down here.
supervising officer?
Huh?
Who's your
My
supervisor?
information is down here. I'm providing that information to you.
Who's your
There's
supervisor?
information. Have a safe day.
The cop approaches the man and tells him, "We're not going to be concerned about you standing out here filming if you go back and approach that prison. If we get a call about that, we'll come up here and arrest you." That leads to you being warned by an employee to keep off the prison location.
So we rode our bikes back this way because there's no signs right here saying that it's, private property or not publicly accessible. What's up, Skywalker? And so we rode back over in here, and Dum Dum decides to tell me that we're on private property. I understand it's penitentiary property, but this is a public accessible road to their visitors' parking lot. So,
The cameraman shows the location and mentions that we rode our bikes back this way because there were no signs indicating that this is private land or public property that is not accessible to the public. So we came back in here and he informed me that we were on private property. I understand it's a necessary property, however, this is a public road leading to the visitor's parking lot. Florida just backed up here, claiming that this was a private road, and you claim that there was a sign up here, but the only sign is the K9 on premises. That's all.
yeah, I know, and it's over. If this road, he says it's private, but there's no sign saying it's not. So, and there's the parking lot's right there, right? That's where you go in to visit somebody, right? So this is open road, right? Right, and then he's trying to tell me it's private, but I know it's not. You know it's not, because the public, how do I go and visit somebody if I want to visit somebody, right? Well, the parking lot. Right, so that's where, I would go to the door, though, to find out, on information on how to visit somebody, right? Yeah, Right. See, and I say it on. You're good as long as you're on the road. Right. Roadway, like it meaning this roadway. Oh, see, no. See, that's where I'm going to contest, because there's no sign saying I can't go down this road. He said there's no access, no public access, only whatever personnel.
Next, an officer arrives and the cameraman asks the officer about the property. The cameraman explains it's private, yet there's no sign stating otherwise. So the parking lot's right there, and that's where you're going to see someone, right? So if this is an open road, how do I go visit someone if I wish to see someone? So that's where I would go to the door to find out information on how to visit someone, right? The cop tries all they can to persuade the man to leave, but the cameraman continuously informs the officer he is perfectly legal to be on the road. The cops then tell him it's fine to film and be in the area, but they still ask for his ID. But what happens next is going to shock you and make you laugh. This is when the guy simply hands him a piece of paper with their ID scribbled on it, knowing full well he's not legally compelled to identify himself.
They just want you to stay on the shoulder.
Yeah, I got my name. Hold on. YOURFIRSTNAME. Your first name.
Next, the man gives the same type of paper written on it with the name. This is surely a lesson for the cops using the law inefficiently. The man's now done with his tricks and asks the cops if anyone's informed about you guys coming over here, because this is definitely public property and there's no sign over here. Here, something strange happens when the cops go from ordering to requesting. So what happened just now, and what did the man show them? Just take a look. The man then leaves after displaying his weapon, which is the law document outlining what rights the police would be violating if the man was not allowed to remain there.